What happens when one of Hollywood's most respected actresses comes face to face with one of television's most controversial hosts? What started as a routine promotional interview quickly spiraled into a moment of live television that left audiences stunned and the studio in complete silence. Jennifer Connelly arrived at the ABC studios in Manhattan to promote her latest psychological thriller, a film already generating Oscar buzz. Her scheduled appearance on The View was expected to be a standard stop on her press tour, a chance to discuss her work and connect with viewers. Instead, it became one of the most intense confrontations daytime TV had ever seen. As the cameras rolled and the familiar theme music faded, the hosts welcomed Jennifer with the usual warmth except Joy Behar, whose demeanor struck Jennifer as unusually sharp. Joy's first question hinted at tension. "Your new movie is pretty dark stuff, isn't it? Do you ever worry about the message you're sending to young women by playing these troubled characters?" Jennifer, calm and composed, responded thoughtfully, explaining the importance of portraying complex female characters and the value in exploring themes of resilience and strength. But Joy pressed harder, implying that Jennifer's character was nothing more than a broken woman on display. "Where's the empowerment in that?" she asked. Trying to stay composed, Jennifer pushed back, asserting that her character was a survivor, not a victim, and that portraying trauma can be deeply empowering. But Joy dismissed her explanation, accusing Hollywood of disguising exploitation as empowerment. The tension thickened. The other hosts sat frozen as Joy's tone grew more confrontational. Jennifer challenged Joy's interpretation of the film, suggesting she hadn't seen it at all. That's when things escalated. Joy took it personally, accusing Jennifer of calling her stupid, then pivoted to a broader attack. "You Hollywood types live in a bubbly broken bar, the rest of us live in the real world." Jennifer remained poised, though her anger began to simmer. She reminded Joy that she had worked in the industry since childhood and had always tried to uplift other women, not tear them down. Joy wasn't finished. She accused Jennifer of profiting from playing victims and then delivered a blow that crossed every line. "I know you've been seeing a therapist for years. A broken bar. Are you just playing yourself at this point?" The studio fell into stunned silence. Jennifer's face drained of color, then flushed with visible fury. She responded quietly but firmly, "Did you just bring up my private medical information on national television?" Joy, seemingly pleased with the reaction, didn't back down. She implied that Jennifer's mental health struggles somehow explained her film choices. The other hosts were visibly uncomfortable. Whoopi tried to intervene, but Jennifer stood up, trembling with anger. "You are absolutely out of line," she said. "My private struggles are none of your business." Joy pushed further, suggesting that if Jennifer wanted to profit from portraying mental instability, then her own mental health was fair game. Jennifer, her voice cracking, told Joy to stop. "You have no idea what you're doing right now." But Joy laughed, mocking Jennifer's pain. "You want to be taken seriously? Then be ready to answer uncomfortable questions." Jennifer's composure finally cracked. "Uncomfortable questions? You just violated every basic principle of human decency." "That's not journalism. That's cruelty," she continued, eyes locked on Joy. "I'm a human being, not a commodity for you to dissect and mock. And the fact that you can't understand that distinction tells me everything I need to know about who you really are." Joy fired back, defensive and angry, accusing Jennifer of acting superior and pretending to be a victim. Jennifer, now with tears of rage, responded with brutal clarity, "You've turned cruelty into an art form and convinced yourself it's honesty." Jennifer stood tall and declared she was done with the conversation, with the show, and with pretending any of it had value. She began to leave, but Joy hurled one last insult. "So now you're running away? Guess that's something they teach in therapy." Jennifer stopped in her tracks. Slowly, she turned and faced Joy with a quiet fury. "You want to talk about challenging roles?" she asked. "The most challenging one is walking away from people like you who mistake bullying for honesty." She continued, her voice rising with power and precision. "You think knowing about my personal life gives you the right to psychoanalyze me? Real talk is admitting you've built your career on other people's pain." Joy tried to defend herself, claiming she just asked tough questions. Jennifer wasn't having it. You mocked therapy. You mocked mental health. You mocked vulnerability. That's not accountability. That's cruelty. By now, members of the audience were visibly emotional. Some had started recording the exchange on their phones. Jennifer leaned into the moment. If you're struggling with mental health, if you're dealing with trauma, don't let people like Joy shame you for getting help. Therapy isn't weakness, it's strength. Joy, now scrambling, tried to frame Jennifer as playing the victim. But Jennifer remained composed. I'm not the victim here. You are. You're the victim of whatever made you this bitter. When Joy lashed out again, Jennifer delivered the final blow. You've just proven to everyone watching that you'll cross any line for ratings. You've shown who you really are, and I want no part of it. She picked up her bag and calmly exited, her heels echoing through the dead silent studio. But just before she reached the edge of the set, Joy fired one more insult. That's right, walk away. Like you always do. Jennifer stopped again. This time, her voice was steel. Let me tell you something, Joy. I knew you might try to ambush me today. I came anyway, hoping for basic decency. You failed that test, but I passed mine. Then she turned to the camera and said to the viewers, if you're getting help for something painful, don't let people like this make you feel ashamed. That says more about them than it ever will about you. She left the stage with grace and strength, not defeated but transformed. Joy was left speechless, her usual dominance on the set dismantled in front of a national audience. The studios sat frozen in the aftermath of a confrontation that no one would forget.